Friends, I hope this comes out well. So what I'm going to show you tonight, I haven't done this in a while. It's been several months, I think, just maybe 6 months. Where you remember I used to do some weather forecasts from the satellite images that you can get through Google Earth and Google Live, right? So these are live satellite images with weather and stuff like this. Okay, so I was going to show you because I don't know if I'm going to show you how this in the spiritual world is in it. It's everything on this earth. They're even they're working with the weather. So and that's where it becomes interesting. Okay, now I'm sidetracking here for a second before I show this stuff. We talk about the chemtrails, which are real, right? When I was running for governor of Colorado, that was one of the things I was trying to stop. And those chemtrails are real. Okay. And so the thing is, you have this battle again between man and the spiritual world, because we know that even with the chemtrails, that the orbs, we know the orbs are real and they serve different purposes. We don't know exactly the details of the spiritual orbs, but seen with naked eye. These videos are done about orbs, and people know about orbs as well, right? In different colors, a different function, different roles. So orbs are kind of like angels kind of here on earth, and they do certain functions. We think they do things from working through gardens. Even somebody said they saw a lot of orbs doing some stuff in your garden, or sometimes they may be architects. They might be modifying some of the things that we see with Mandela effect. I don't know. I don't know. And we have orbs that help cleanse the chemtrails, because, for example, we had a guy who actually had a video, and he wasn't making this up because he had no purpose in trying to do this. He had a video of this orb about this. No, it was actually two of them, the size of basketballs, flying through the clouds, where an airplane had just dropped chemtrails, and it like gobble them up, just psh, and then the thing just kind of disappears. So we know that they help, and they like trying to help manage this world, through our God and stuff, and through our Creator. So it's amazing, that we have some of these orbs, and see. And also, I told you that I saw the first video I saw on orbs was a lady who was in hospital that hundreds of orbs is floating around her video, and she wouldn't have made this up because she didn't have. You could tell she'd have the technological experience or this stuff to create a CGI of this, and she had no purpose. But anyway, her mother's passed away. These orbs kept flying around her video camera. I saw this in 2015, and then these orbs, they took off, after her mother passed away. Just amazing, kind of like guides or something. So there's a lot of purposes of orbs. We don't understand them. It doesn't matter as long as we honor them, thank them, because they're doing their duty or role for God as well, our Creator. So this is just amazing. There's so much we don't know. We've only scratched. I think we know more about the surface of the moon from a long shot, or even know more about our ocean than we do about the spiritual world. That we don't spend any time studying it. There's no official, there's been no official investment for the people, for the government even, right? Which is amazing. It's all been through secret things like CIA agents, and always been for kind of naughty stuff, right? All these projects, remote viewing. They did all these things, that weren't for the good of the people, and versus trying to make us more loving, spiritual. But there's reason behind that, right? Because God does have a plan and purpose for this, right? So you remember, the Lord says, "Who thou seek, thou shalt seek." Who? I'm sorry, because it's a little tired. Thou shalt seek, thou shalt find, right? So you have to have the desire, that want, and you want to get out of here. That's So there's all these things that are happening with you in your spiritual adventure that makes it important for you to explore these things, so that maybe not everybody's meant to not meant to, but they don't have the free will to explore and go beyond all these things to find God and your Creator, right? And so that is the key to this whole world. That's why don't stop even with my stuff. Keep on doing your spiritual thing, and there's a point, like I said, you love one another. You learn to do, honor God, respect your God, follow God's rules, our Creator's rules. So we know that, right? But the story is just so awesome. The adventure. So you start digging in there, it just becomes so cool. Things like this, kind of like you learn the secrets, of your God's, like, put these little Easter eggs out there, just like a video game, saying, "Did you find this one, Kirk? Did you find that one, Susan? Or did you find that one, Mike?" Isn't that cool? And some of us are finding different. I find that I get these things from other people, right? Some I've found this on my own. This is one that I kind of explored and found out on my own and said, because I knew that there's some geographical stuff. I said, well, what about the weather, these things. So anyway, not to go on about that because I don't want to make this too long. So, we got orbs that are doing things. They're managing, trying to keep this chemtrail under control. And that's why we got to do a better job here and stop that garbage, right? We know chemtrails are real. And also, I was thinking some other thing. I actually sat down with 2 individuals in Colorado that they are trying to control weather. Actually, Oklahoma City's been doing it for years through the government programs, trying to control weather even. And, we talk about weather warfare, and that's another thing. See, we've just gotten out of control. See, everybody says, the thing is we use technology in the wrong ways, that, because everything's been used for war, this and that. So that's another reason one of the revelations. It's not because God says we've just gone too far, we're out of control, not using the right things and not coming back to a balance with science, technology, with our God and our creators. We've gotten out of control, right? It's just, and it's sad, like I said, even me being in the computer field, I realized way back, I'm like, this is kind of getting out of control, this computers and this and that. And even some of a lot of the people in my field, the vice presidents and higher level managers of the software field, said they wouldn't let their kids touch cell phones and computers that much. Some say they ban it. They've actually banned their kids from, maybe other than 30 minutes for homework stuff, because they know themselves working in this field and just understanding that it can be a bad influence. But then there is some influence is good, because, we hate video gaming. They proved that video gaming can increase the IQ level of a child and makes them explore and adventure and have an open mind. So you got to realize there's just that balance, and sometimes these games are just really evil. So you're taking somebody intelligent, you turn them into, somebody who's mad, like on that thing, the Full Metal Jacket, where, you turn somebody in the wrong way. But that's, but that's okay. Not to babble about that. So I I kind of went off on there, but it's true that all these things are real, and it's just amazing. So let's focus on this, about this one. So I'm going to show you something that's really cool that I saw right off the bat. Now, this is actually a satellite photo, 9 o'clock p.m. now it says, but I saw something really cool at 8:50. Sometimes these things are shifting and changing constantly. Oh, it's still there. Let's see. There is somebody here. I'm going to backtrack. They're laying down. It's not as clear cut. I'm showing you. I'm going to get my little pencil here, if it'll let me. Let's keep recording. Yes. All right. Right in here. Okay. You're going to see somebody kind of like peeking up here. And I'm going to go back on a time frame, maybe 5 minutes down. It's because you got to turn off the drawing. I remember I'm new to this drawing thing on this thing, so I got to learn when to push it on and off. Okay, so there. Let's go back 1 second. So right in here. I hope you see this well, because I have I'm using full screen with this cell phone. So, it's really huge for me, but I don't know how it comes up on your cell phone or monitor. But anyway, there's a face right here. I'm going to zoom way in here. Right here. See this? There is a face right there. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to back up a little bit. Some people said, well, I don't really see what you're saying. And no, some of these things are really clear. Sometimes they're kind of washed. But sometimes you get really clear spiritual formations. Even Tesla talked about how he saw spiritual stuff in the clouds, and used to name it. So right there, see? And I'll put down here there's the, right here, and here's the face right there. You can see an eye. I'm going to dot them just so you can see it. And there's kind of like an arm or something coming up here. See? There's an eye, nose, mouth, right? So I'm going to take that off so you can see that, okay? All right, so we got somebody in there. And you'll see all sorts of things, right? And no, it's not imaginary, because usually I take people, say, can you see this? We can see this. So I'm pulling back a little bit. And like I said, even time frame is constantly changing, and the spiritual world is always on the move. You know what I mean? They're working 24/7. They don't even take a break. So let's see. 850. I saw something else I was going to need. Now I'm having a hard time now going back, looking at. Oh yeah, there's somebody here. It's unusual formation. You remember sometimes there's like, you can see somebody right here over Minnesota. I'm going to show a drawing. The eyes kind of hunched over, kind of a little bit. Remember, so here you got somebody right here. See, here's an eye, and there's the other eye, and this is the whole head right here. Okay, kind of like a nose or mouth or something like this. And so there's an eye right there. There, I got it. 2 eyes, mouth, and this and that. So I'm going to clear that so you can see that again. So they're right there. Right looking over there like that. See? I'll back up so it's a little clearer here. See? There you go. I don't know if that's a whole body structure or what, but see this whole thing right here. Like here's the head, and I'm drawing over again. And here's like a body or something. So I'm going to clear that again. See? Right there. Right? Kind of like in there. Okay, let's see what else we got. Sometimes going to be layers of stuff. And like I said, moving time, I'm just going to make this fast just to show you. The reason I brought this up because they said Colorado is going to be getting some snow tomorrow night and rain tonight. So I don't know if there's any way of reading, because the weather forecast people are terrible. They don't even realize there's a spiritual thing going on here. Oh, and I went off track again. I'm sorry. I was talking about how man and the spiritual thing are fighting back and forth. Well, I talked to two guys, like you said, in Colorado. They said weather control is real. So you wonder how this battle goes. Man's doing this, and you got spiritual world trying to do that, and we got man doing this. I mean, you're talking about a battle between the spiritual warfare. There's a warfare between probably this, because we're not letting God and nature take its course. The spiritual warfare between man doing this and the spiritual world doing that. So it's probably like, people don't realize it's not just a spiritual warfare, spiritual against spiritual, or, even man can fight man, flesh and against flesh. But we got a war against spiritual against flesh. And sometimes flesh against spiritual because, like I said, the spiritual world's trying to modify what man's doing, and ladies here. And then we got ladies and men trying to modify the other thing. They're trying to cast things, do demons and work, and I'm seriously trying to launching stuff. And think about what's happening when you're knocking off an atomic bomb or blowing up this and that, or shooting rockets in the sky, or polluting the atmosphere. So it's got to be causing disruption in spiritual world. I just don't know. So we're impacting spiritual world with all our naughtiness and doing weird things, and weather control, chemtrails, and radio waves and all this other crap, or even laser beams or whatever, right? Or just and the warfare of over Ukraine bombing stuff, and then you got the other side of the spiritual world trying to control those people, and Ukraine causing sending demons and evil, and having them attack and cause not. And see, are you kidding me? It is like I never realized this. It's not just a battle of spiritual warfare. We're actually, because the spiritual part of us, we also have our own will and independence. We're fighting and doing this crap too on top of it. I'm serious. What a mess, right? So anyway, but don't forget, God's in control, and he's got all his angels, he's got the Lord and everybody else working. I mean, can you imagine what they're doing? That's what I said. We're just sitting here, I'm just sitting here in a parking lot, and this stuff is happening 24/7. Can you imagine how complex this thing is going on? I told you, this production Matrix, what is the biggest thing you've ever seen? I mean, it is, individuals, probably some people are just background characters, that NPCs, not really relevant. Maybe the reality over here isn't really doing much. But then you got those key players. I think you're the key player. You wouldn't be listening to this video. You got key players, and everybody's monitoring both sides. Like, what are they doing? And, they're right now, one of them's listening to Kirk's video, and one's doing this and that, and they're on track. And it's like, Lord, he'll come in and say, Kirk, you're off track, and get back on there, bud. Get on that horse. You're on the wrong direction. You did the wrong thing. So I'm saying, it is amazing that this whole thing is, what a production. I mean, you kidding me? And this is the whole world. But like the song says, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole itty bitty. No, I'm sorry. That song, I mean, seriously, though, think about the production of this thing. I mean, really? And then so, and then we got the spaces there, a meteor flying out of there, coming out of there. And I mean, seriously. So anyway, I'm going to see if there's something else real quick, and then I'm going to stop this because, it's just mind-boggling. I'm just so blown away and so thankful to him, because like I said, I complain a lot, and I shouldn't, right? I do. I think I was complaining even earlier today, about a couple hours ago, about something. But the thing is that we are in flesh, and I think they understand that we're trying to survive this thing, right? And it's just tough. All right, we're at 15 minutes, so I better get moving here. Let's see if we can see something else. Let's go to Ukraine and see if we see anything. The problem is we're at a different time frame, so it'll be hard to see. I'm going to try to back up here for a second, maybe real quick, to see if we see anything on Ukraine during the daytime. All right. Let's see, it's nighttime. I don't know. Let's see, pulling back here. Let's see if we see anything happening. Anyway, let's see. Well, there's a blank. What just happened? Anyway, but you can spend a long time just studying things of the spiritual. I mean, somebody could have a full-time job looking at different apparitions, what the spiritual world's doing. Because I mean, I'm just taking just a snapshot of everything that's happening, and I've seen some amazing things just in a snapshot. Let's go back up to the current moment because I didn't see anything. I apologize. You can mess around with it when you get a chance. Just go to the thing and put a comment there too if you find something. If you know, I know we all have limited time. Email, like I got to keep hurrying. That's why I talk so fast, and I don't. That's why I have to do. Anyway, let's see if I find something here. See if it's anything changed. There was a lot more in here I saw earlier, but I kind of got sidetracked. Let's see, Denver. Let's see if there's anything happening over Colorado. Let's see, I'm in San Diego now. There's nothing. But actually, we have a lot of cloud work here, so I'm surprised. But I think it's because of the nighttime show here, because we have a lot of cloud cover coming in right now. So here's earlier. Boy, look at that. Look how it's just backing up in there. I'm serious, you'll see that it burns off. See, look at San Diego. I mean, it's crazy. Look how those clouds are just hovering and pushing, right? Anyway, let's see. I got a swirl up here. Let's see if I can see anything spiritual. See, sometimes in the spiritual thing, the swirls, you'll see something. See, I'm pulling back here. I know I should have done this. I hate when people are like looking around and said, "Well, you find anything or not?" And then you don't find anything. So it's like, oh. Well, kind of like a dog face. Look at that. I mean, really? Oh. Yeah, there's a face there. Look at that. Kind of rotating. See that face? I wonder if we give it some color and contrast. Look, there's like a face rolling there. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, that's fire. Nope. I don't know what that means. Okay, I understand. Yes. Let's see. Oh, let's put a drip around it to see if the thermo. See if we can get something in the thermo. I don't know. But see, that's the thing. If you do infrared and thermo and all these things, you can see a lot of cool stuff as well, right? So it just becomes amazing. What about wind? Spiraling right in there. That doesn't really do much. This is kind of like a show. But anyway, let's take that. Why is it put that on there now? Let's take that off here. Yeah, look at that. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, anyway, I've seen some things in these hurricane type. That's not really a hurricane. I think this is a swirling whatever. But anyway. All right, so that's enough of that because I know, I'm just going to show you this to remind you that there's some cool stuff happening spiritual. I don't know if somebody becomes an expert reader, if there's anything that they're trying to tell us or this and that. There probably are, but I don't know, right? Oh, there's a list of fires. Are you kidding me? Wow. I mean, look at, but Mexico come with that because they use a lot of natural burning just to survive more than the United States. See how they just, you just got a lot of burning to survive. And here they actually got some true fires are burning. Isn't that amazing how much fires are constantly going at the same time? Anyway, and I want to do a video about that. I know about how energy can be converted into demons or into somehow energy transformation in this dimension that'll create entities, spiritual entities out of fire even, okay? But that's another video. God bless and have a great night, all right?